All right, we'll get started. Welcome all. Welcome to this orientation call on the Shashti fasting for 6 days. Right, the Shashti is one way we just have an opportunity to have this fasting, and especially coming from our Indian tradition, or even in general, right? Even in the global tradition, fasting has always taken a very big role, irrespective of the religions, irrespective of the countries, the zones, and the seasons. Always fasting has been there, and especially in India, fasting has been related to the divine work, right? And many times when people are in fast, even when they prepare some food, they won't even taste, right? And they do it with the total devotion, and then do it. They won't even have taste of it or water and other things, right? So there are different types of fasting. Yeah, we'll definitely talk more about it. We'll make it like a interactive Q&A. By the way, for those who may or may not know me, this is Mahendiran Periyasamy. I live in London, Virginia, near Washington, D.C. I think there are more folks who have joined today as well. So this group has been existing for quite some time, for a very long time, I would say. And we started with a focus, I think sometime in 2019 we started, and now it's 2023, right? We started with the focus to spread the awareness around how we can really practice more fasting, as well as silence and various other conscious practices, and how we can really live a life which is really happy, healthy, harmonious in other ways. We also do a lot of other initiatives. But let's be very specific to fasting. So we started with a good intention that how people can really cultivate, or bringing that fasting as part of their lifestyle. That's a whole idea. Now seeing the benefit of it, and how we can see why there's also silence part of it, right? So the fasting is for the body, the silence is for the mind, and the soul, of course, right? The body has a mind in it, mind has a body in it, and then how we can have a holistic, healthy living lifestyle. That's a whole thing. And so I've been fasting for several years, and especially this water fasting and other things for the past few years. And at least every month also I go for continuous 3 days, 72 hours fasting, just having water, and many of our group members also are there. And since we have people from different zones, we'll also have a brief intro. Depends on how many people show up, and we'll just get to understand your own understanding, idea, and the intention behind joining this group. And this is more like a mutual accountability group. Yeah. And when you do it alone, it's something like this, right? So I'm also a marathon coach. I help along with my other fellow coaches, and helping people to run marathons. And we start with coach to 5K, and then getting people to do some maybe 5,000 steps, and then we get them into 10,000 steps, and then one day running for 26.2 miles, completing the complete marathon. And also many people go beyond also. So the similar way, right? So anything, when we start in the beginning, we can make a very simple start, and then when you do it all alone, all by yourself, it might be a little challenging to keep it up, or you may have some question, you don't know whom to ask or how to get it clarified, and all those confusions will be there, right? So when we do it together, there are a lot of advantages. I think I don't need to say about it. We all know about the synergy, the power of synergy, right? And one is even how much you can really stay committed. Many times, many people are interested. Yeah, we all want the healthy lifestyle. We all want to be healthy. but how much of time and focus or energy we really give for that, right? To live that life, this which is completely that way. And how we wanted to do is, one is, yes, individuals are doing, and the result, their involvement, maybe their style of doing may differ person to person. That's okay. And again, fasting is not like, okay, anybody can just do it and then do. Again, there is a body involved in it, right? So every human body is unique, different. The same way, every human mind also is unique and different. And we need to see, and the mind can work only in the framework of the body. That means there's a lot of things that the body will have that sensation in a way, through the body's way of reaction. You will always find it, but there are a lot of mind part of it, a lot of soul and spirit part of it, and it's a holistic life part of it, right? So the fasting is not just fasting, it's not just for the body alone, right? And it's not just about skipping the meals alone. There's a lot. So that's what, yeah. So long story short, so we started this as a conscious practices, and many people have got the benefit. And people, whether they are in some diet or non-diet or whatever, but anybody can really, do the fasting, provided they know their body a little. And we can have a kind of, there are certain common generic fasting process also is there. We'll also talk about that. And that's what we are here for, because when we take it to the public, and to create an awareness, to create that kind of, lifestyle, to have a taste of the better way of fasting. And we also want to see some specifics also, because there are a lot of different types of fasting. Okay. And here we start today. In fact, I started last night, and we go for the next 6 days. It's like a 6 days challenge. Yeah. And people can come, just take this 6 days challenge. And each day, the way I'm in fasting. I think many of you also, whomever is attending the call, also may be there. We'll get to hear more about it shortly. And I have only water, yeah, and nothing else. And of course, I breathe, and of course, I do all other work, whatever the day-to-day work, without impacting anything, we'll do it. And then we'll have only water. Okay, that's one way of doing it. And of course, as I posted in the poll also in our WhatsApp group, so people can even choose to skip one meal a day, or skip 2 meals a day, or skip all meals a day. I mean, it's all up to you, each of you. And but I'll be happy, to share some experience with whatever I have. And also, there's a science behind it, right? So the lot of research, medical research, also has happened around it. I'll also talk briefly about that. And the body, the fasting doesn't mean that it is starving. Okay, first and foremost, if any of you are new to it, fasting is not equal to starving. Fasting means you're just stopping that external food to your body. That's it. There are a lot of storage the body already has, and the body has the intelligence, its own natural intelligence. So whatever the extra fat, it converts as a extra food and extra things, whatever you let your body to have, it saves that. Let me also say that, right? It saves both good fat as well as not good fat. So both, and we need to smartly let the body to handle that. The good fat is consumed as a food, and the negativity, the negative protein or negative thing, whatever the junk, we need to allow the body to cleanse. We need to allow the body to get healed. Yeah. So the fasting exactly does that. So the body, I mean, it needs a lot of things, right? So the lot of immune related thing, the lot of science behind it. So I'll just, before I go with that, I just want to understand the experience level of our group, whomever is has joined today, and we'll get to understand a little bit, so that you can also say that little experience about you, and maybe which city you're from, and how long you've been fasting, And then what is the purpose behind the fasting? And do you have any question? And yeah, we'll just start there, and then we'll have a detailed Q&A. Yeah, and I will share a little more information with whatever I am aware of, and whatever our group has been doing for some time, and what you need to do in what situations, and how this autophagy and other things are working, how this cellular level eating happens, healing happens. Now we'll talk about all those things shortly. All right. All right. Yeah. So feel free. You can just unmute and talk. If not, I'll also call out a name. We can just unmute and start sharing your experience. Yeah.
One of these fancy spoken keys and make it active again. I want to see what it does.
Right. Yeah, I'm just muting all, but you can unmute and speak. This Naren started sharing that, yeah, he lives in London, and I know he has been doing the fasting for 8 hours, 9 hours, the day-long fasting. Yeah, others, anybody else want to share your experience? Also, it's not only me sharing the knowledge also, right? So if any of you want to share also, feel free to share. It's a community initiative by the people for the people. Wow, a lot of silence. Okay, who all have been following the fasting for quite some time, maybe for more than 6 months, 1 year, have been part of the group? Or who is new to the group? Just give me a thumbs up. Let me also find out that way. Thanks, Sudha, for joining. Thanks, Chandra. Thanks, Ritika, Venkat, and Naren. Any of you who are new? Okay, Venkatmani looks new. Chandra also looks new. Okay. Yeah, type new in the chat box so that you will know. Are you new only to the group or also new to the fasting? Okay, new to the group. Okay, cool. Each of you, can you just type in the chat box that which city you are living? So that we'll make sure that, you know, the time zone and other things also. Yeah, okay. Fasting also is new. Okay, Ritika, we'll discuss about it. Okay, new to the group. Okay, PPP. Venkat also is new to the group. Okay. So do you want to know a little more? Okay, so just put the number. Either you can unmute and speak, or just put the number. How many years you have been in the fasting? For how long you have been doing? So that I'll accordingly bring some information, knowledge, which will help everyone. Maybe 6 months, 3 months. Especially, you know, other than Ritika already answered that, you know, it's new to fasting. Or anybody wants to know anything more than before getting into this fasting? Mahendiran, who are you? You can also ask that question. Okay, Chandra says new to both from Texas. Oh, all right, great. Yeah. How about others? You have a mix? Which city or state you represent from? Okay, 4 to 5 times a week. Awesome, Naren. Okay, for the past 3 years. Great. All right. So we have a mix of, you know, both experienced as well as new. That's what I'm getting. All right. Yeah, welcome, Giri Dharani Ramarajan. Welcome. All right. So we'll give a little introduction about fasting also. Yeah. In addition to whatever I shared a while ago. Yeah. See, why do we eat? Do we eat only for the taste bud? or we eat for the entire body? Okay, 2 days in a week for the past 5 years. Awesome. Okay, you're also experienced in fasting. Good, good. Yeah. How many of you are following the intermittent fasting? Like the specific number of hours in a day? Yeah. Okay. How many of you are following the spiritual fasting? Like during the Shashti times or Ekadasi times, some particular times? Okay. Yeah, awesome.
Ben de group da.
All right. All right. Okay, so spiritual fasting, because there has been part of our lifestyle, right? So one or other way. Okay, good, good. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it. First, we'll talk a little science around it. Okay, so we don't eat only for our taste bud alone, right? Taste buds are created in a way that it will induce that hunger, and it will be able to identify the differences. And the body always has the protection mechanism and then the growth mechanism. And anything, for example, so we all long ago, so long ago, used to live in the forest or in other, and there are a lot of protection we need to do for ourselves. So which one to eat, which one not to eat, and what to avoid, what not to avoid, and whatever, right? So there are a lot of things happen. So then we started eating whatever we used to get in the local, whether it is that's why it's always good, because the body has the 5 elements. So we are the miniature version of the big giant universe, right? So that means there is a reflection of the nature. So it's not that I love nature, even though I say I love nature, but I am part of the nature too, right? Each of us are part of the nature too. That means there has to be some sort of natural alignment. And if we don't have that alignment to the nature, especially with the local weather, local food, locally prepared, that has a lot of effect, because it's not just a human body which has all these chemicals and all the atoms, molecules, and other things, but even those food also, plant also, and other thing also. So that way we need to have the kind of right alignment with the nature. That's a number one thing. All right, so there are around 8 types of food, but I'll talk about it some other time. But briefly I'll say, okay, what are the different types of food? The food what we consume for our body, the breath also is one food. The sunlight also is another food. Good sleep also is another food, right? The nutrition is also another food. So there are a lot of different types. Now all these are important for the body, and many times people may not even know that which food has what energy, right? We all are the energy. Like Einstein said, yeah, energy is everything, energy in everything, right? That means everything, there's an energy, whether it's a positive energy, negative energy, depends on what we consume. So we always consume something for the body. That consumption involves either the good, something is going to do good for the body, or not, is going to harm the body. Yes. So everything has a plus and minus. And even whatever the biryani you have it, maybe you can call it in any name, but the body identifies it as the specific carbohydrate, protein, and the fat and other essentials, right? So it doesn't matter what we eat, but it segregates, it keeps whatever is needed, it just gets away from the system of whatever is not needed. Yeah, it comes out through the sweat, it comes out through the other ways and things like that. Okay, so this fasting, how it really helps us, the fasting is a process where we want to just give a pause for a specific time, and in that pause is going to, we are going to allow, see, and many times, whether our body really needs 3 times food, all 3 times food, no. And not just, we human being, we don't just consume only 3 times also, just give a smile, yeah, just to make it interesting. Yeah, even we have in between break also 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. I mean, whenever, especially after the COVID, I was just, I'm just saying for fun, when you sit and work from the dining table or very close to the kitchen, right? You will just tempted to go, yeah, have those, junk food and other things, right? So, or the nuts and other thing, whatever food. So the idea is the fasting has a lot of benefit, and there are certain, the body needs to renew itself, the body organs, and many times you see whatever we eat, the gut system doesn't have anything to any hard material there. For example, we have the teeth where, we can even, uh, you can do major digestion in the mouth itself, and then the rest of them, can just, go and then get. So many times the gut also is treated as the second brain, right, or an important brain. That's an extension of brain basically. And we need to see that, what we really allow inside, and how much of a work, we really make it do. So what happens to those, body organs, and whether it can just keep on grinding, keep on, working. What happened is, it produces, I mean, the cells are automatically, renewing itself and recreating itself. That means when I say recreation, that means there are also dead cells. Yeah. So the dead cells need to be gone, and the new cells need to be created. Yeah, it's already happening that way. The body automatically, tries doing its best, but at least what we need to do is, we need to allow the body to operate in its own efficiency. And what happened in case if we don't let those dead cells, and then the dead cells create a lot of diseases. Yeah, disease means what? Yeah, dis plus ease, right? It's not letting you to be at ease. And if you are at ease, that means you are good, right? So you get the good input, good output, and you are able to live the life very peacefully, happily, and very healthy way, happy way. Yeah. In case if not, what happened is, yeah, the dead cells, if you don't allow it to go, or all those negative elements, you're not letting go, then it's creating a lot of problem. So the fasting does a lot of, good work for the body, right? So even though you might feel that, yeah, you have some sort of, starvation there, it's not a starvation. It is not, you're not just, the body is not just taking the external food, it is taking its own internal food. That's it. Yeah. And there are some specific time, and based on that, it goes through certain cycle. And then in that cycle, there are a lot of, good things happening. Okay. Just at a high level, you can just, take it that way. And then in the fasting, what all happens is, see, it depends on the number of hours you are in fasting. For example, with between 4 to 8 hours of fasting, your blood sugar will fail. Basically, all the food, whatever you let it inside, right? So already the insulin is no longer produced there. Yeah, that means, some good things are happening, and the good fat is really, being consumed. The bad fat has been burnt. Yeah. And in the 12 hours, what happens is, the food, whatever you consumed, has been burnt completely, and calories and everything. And then the digestion system is going to take some rest, and your body begins healing, and your growth hormone begins increasing, and your other things, like there are a lot of science behind it, like the glucagon and other things are relaxed, to balance the blood sugar. And then the longer you really extend it, then the body has some sort of is converting the stored fat as energy. And then your hormone is really working well, because it's really looking for some good energy, good system. And then it is really, the autophagy is another great thing, and many people may or may not know about it. The autophagy is something, I think, to understand it, There are a lot of researchers there, but I can look into it later. But at a high level, I would say, so autophagy means, like, auto means self, phagy means eat. It's a self-eating itself. Means the cell, whatever the way the cell has it, is something like a house itself. It's like you have the toilet system, you have this garbage system, you have the different things, right? The food particles are coming, there's a bacteria, there's inflammation happens, that molecules are burned, and then that energy extraction happens. All those are there, right? So there are viruses, there are cancer cells, and so many things are there, right? So the same way, it is kind of self-eating itself as a cellular level. And that is nothing but it is going to cleanse. The cleansing process is going to begin, and the lot of energy system is going to be restored there, and it cleans up or it shuts down that insulin production. There are a lot of things will happen during that time, right, when you are in the fasting. And also a lot of advantages, including the reversing the aging, or maybe it will help you in your blood pressure reduction, and it will improve your stamina and your immunity, right? There are lots and lots of advantages are there, right? So your energy level will be really to skyrocket and all those. And what happens is when you avoid, for example, when you have only water fasting, right? So in the water fasting, you drink only when there is a thirst. Yeah, it's not that you're replacing food with the water. Yeah, and when you do that fasting, it is just the body is at a completely operational level. It's completely at in a working condition, and then of course you need to check. It depends on the individual body, like I said, right? That's an important disclaimer I want to say, that body to body it differ, and you have to check with your doctor or your blood report and other things, just to make sure that do you have something really strange which is only unique for you in all those things. But at a high level, I can just say that what happens is, so you can do all the work when you're doing the fasting. Means all the normal routine, like a driving, taking care of kids, taking care of your work, and all other things you can just do, right? You can easily, comfortably do up to 10,000 steps. Also, you can walk. Yeah. And then you can do the meditation, you can eat, you can do pranayama, whatever. Yeah. And you can do the day-to-day life is not going to be impacted by the fasting. Yeah. And yeah, I can just keep going, but we'll just keep some Q&A. If any of you have any more information, also feel free to share. So the idea is like to get started. It's not just giving the knowledge alone. It's about how we can turn that knowledge into action. So there is a saying, right? Knowledge alone is not a power. It's just a potential power. The real power comes when you implement it, how we really turn that knowledge as applied knowledge. So with that note, I'll just take a little pause. We'll have a Q&A, and in case I'll just take a little water break in the meanwhile. Yeah, feel free, like just raise your hand so that we will handle the questions. Yep.
Mahendiran, when they're here.
Yes, Vindhya.
So it's 36-hour fasting, or how long do you fast?
144 hours.
OMG, okay.
But no worries, like in case if you're new to fasting, let not scare you, but it's doable. That's a different thing. But I can start with maybe skipping 2 meals or 1 meal, whichever you're comfortable with. But I'll tell the process. The process is you're just shutting down any external food intake. That's the whole idea. Yeah. And then, like I said, you do all the routines regularly. You do all the thing, and you're just going to keep water with you.
No coffee, no black coffee either.
Yeah. Black coffee you can have it if you, in case if it is need, and you got so used to it, and you can have it without milk. You can have it, and you can also have a few things, right? Good that you asked that question. So you can keep water, lemon, Epsom salt, right? So you can have it. You can just mix and then drink also. So a little bit of lemon, you may keep it. Or you can even buy it, some bunch of lemon if there is a need. And also you can have a flower tea, or like a clear soup, in case if it is very difficult for you. You can have some vegetarian soup, or even chicken soup, or whatever. If you're a non-vegetarian, you can also have that. I'm a vegetarian though. And people also have something like a flower tea. Yeah.
Thank you. And do you take any supplements in those days?
That depends on the body condition and the health conditions. You can have it, but otherwise, in general, you don't do it.
Got you.
So some people, especially those who are having this diabetes and other things, right? So they can have this butter tea or other things also, just to sustain that hunger. Some people even have that little what to say, some smoothie, spinach or something, you can even have it. But in general, in this fasting, I don't recommend, but in general, you can also have that. You can try avoiding rice, or you can have rice only once a day, right? Those who are completely new. Yep.
So what's a good start? How many hours do you think? I mean, for a new person, right?
Oh, okay. Have you ever tried Chandra, or this is the first time?
I mean, we did actually. It's not not disciplined though, right?
Okay.
We just once upon a time. It's sometimes we do it like that. Just to make it as a discipline, right?
Yeah.
I can't say that, oh, I did 14 hours fasting, right? Because I've done once in a month or 2 months back, right? So just to be consistent, right?
Yeah.
Is the recommended thing to really get.
Very, very good question. Yeah. So you can just get started with so from when you're planning? If at all you
I mean,
want
not a spiritual thing, right? It's more, for the health and really, because I know I've seen benefits earlier when I've done it once in a while. So it's not a spiritual thing that I have to start on a specific day, but I want to start, start getting into that habit.
Okay. Yeah. So you can start with the water fasting. Okay. Health-wise, everything is okay, or are you in any medication or anything?
Yeah, that's another reason actually, right? I mean, recently, type 2, we just started off, right? So obviously doctor prescribes medicine and things like that. So
yeah, in fact, fasting is the best medicine even for this diabetes related thing. Yeah. Because you are stopping the unnecessary carb, you are stopping many other things, so it's going to help only. So let me give a kind of a very simple way how you can start this. You want to skip 1 meal a day or 2 meal a day?
One
If you
meal
can
for
skip all
sure.
3 also,
I
it's
mean,
okay.
right now the easiest I feel I could do is, right, I mean, have that intermittent fasting where have a gap after evening 5-6 o'clock, right, until next day 12 for sure, something can give that big break. I don't know if that's the right way. That's what I think. Oh, okay, I feel like I'm doing intermittent fasting there. I don't know if that is true.
Yeah. Intermittent, it can be in a way, like we also call it like a 1 meal a day, right? OMAD, that people call it that way. So that means like you pack everything in that, that within that 2 hours gap, right? So the rest of the time you don't eat anything. And that 1 meal, and you're having, whatever is, packed, you can have it. And that will really, you can start seeing that, the improved HP on, A1C level, and lower body mass index, and, various other benefits also you will see that way.
Sure.
Yeah, the intermittent is a very good option. So that's what, even in, Shashti times, right? So people usually have 1 meal a day, or they have only simple fruits at the end of the day, or they pray something for the god, and then have that, they used to consume that, the food which you offered for the god, right? So that way.
Right. And
Right.
once you have that intermittent fasting, right? I mean, I don't know what do we start to eat really, right? Is it good to really take any? I mean, fruits also, right? Sometimes they say it's sugar. You do not want to start that way. How do you break that intermittent fasting?
Yeah. Like I said here, right? So see, you can also make, especially for those who are new, you can make the small incremental change. When I say small incremental change, you can have nuts, you can have fruits, you can have water, or even, like I said, water with lemon. Those things, you can have. The fruits also, we need to be watchful that, what fruit you have. Like there are, like the guava, the koya fruit, right? So that's a good one. It doesn't have, much impact. There are certain specific even greens and the soups, and in case if you're a non-vegetarian, maybe the chicken soup or a mutton soup, those things, people have it. Like the raw, right? The soup, or the raw kind of items. So that also they have it. So you can start with that kind of, small incremental change, and then slowly you can have, only water. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. There are some, herbal tea, people have it. So that also you can have. And, there are some, common remedies, like, having this, 1 teaspoon of haritaki powder, right? And that's very, very powerful, even for the digestion and other things. And it will really completely take out the pitta outside every day morning itself. When you have it in the night before you sleep, you can have this, haritaki powder. You'll get it in the
What
Indian
powder?
stores.
What powder, Mahendra?
Haritaki, like HARITAKI. You can get it. You can just mix it with the warm water and then drink the night. This is a kind of a generic remedy I'm talking about, okay? But which you can even have it like at least thrice a week. We can have it. And if any of you are having medicines, you can also have it with this, instead of having with the water, right? You can have this haritaki powder mixed warm water, and then have it. Yeah. See, any other question? I hope that answers the Chandra.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's all. Thank Chandra, because he asked question. How many of you feel that Chandra's question also helped you? Just give one thumbs up. Yeah. The more questions, the better clarity we can get. Yeah. Yes, Giridharani. Yeah, please introduce yourself, where you're from, and your questions and your fasting experience.
Sure. Vanakkam Mahendran. I'm Giridharani. I'm calling from Austin, Texas. And hi Vidya, and hi Chandra, and hi to everybody else who are right now on the call. And thank you so much for this initiative. So before I have one question. So before I go to the question, a little bit about my fasting journey so far.
Sure.
So I have done some intermittent fasting for the past around close to 1 year, and I enjoy doing it. It has given me results. As Chandra has spoken about diabetes, so I had pre-diabetic for quite a few years. My HbA1c was very high. And my physician really trusted me, and she said, let's go back, go do something, work on your diet, come back. If it changes, if you're able to reverse it, I'm not going to prescribe any drugs. So I have a family history of diabetes. I had gestational diabetes, and I ended up with this type 2 this stage, but I was very successful. Thank God I was able to reverse it. I'm not having, and as you shared to Chandra, this is the best for somebody who is having type 2 diabetes, provided, yes, conditions of whatever you have pre-existing that changes. But from my experience, I've had good results doing intermittent fasting. So I have done this intermittent fasting. I think I've done even 36 hours, even 48, I think I've done. So I've done it. So that is crossed waters for me. So I'm very comfortable. But Shashti, 6 days, this is the first time I'm doing. And
Okay. Start with the 3 days first, yeah, and
okay.
I'm sure, like on the third day itself, you'll know, whether you can continue. It is
Okay.
doable because you have gone all the way up to 48 hours, and
Yeah.
doing for 72 hours is much easier.
Okay, and okay, that's good. And my question is, that's what I wanted. So the remaining, I was comfortable. This was my plan. Let me take it and go for 3 days, and how it goes. That was there. And can I drink? I have a list of few water. What I chose for this Shashti was water diet, like liquids. So first 3 days water, just because I'm comfortable. But touch wood, if God wills, and if I'm able to do it, I'll be able to complete it. But I just want to explore whatever all can I have, like as you said, lemon and water or black coffee. I have the habit of drinking black coffee even during intermittent fasting. So I did take some black coffee today, of course, without anything else. And
yeah, it's fine.
Can I
Yeah, it's
have
fine.
can I have ashgod juice after 3 days? How does it change your fasting cycle?
You can see, that's a very good question, because it also reminds me to say one more thing, right? How to end the fasting also matters, right?
Oh, okay.
We cannot, many times, right? We come from the tradition where, we pray for God, and then after the fasting, we'll have a full meals, right?
I know.
Yeah,
No
and
fasting,
it
no
is
feasting,
totally
you
against
say, but
fasting,
now it's
whatever.
changing. Yeah.
Right. So we need to be watchful about what we eat at the end of the fasting also. So I'll tell definitely, we'll have, maybe a couple more calls like this, to have, more questions answered also. But you can just start with the soup, right? And you can even have, some.
So you're
spinach
talking
or
about the 7th day or your 4th day for my case?
fourth day. I mean, first of all, let me tell, Giridharani, like the moment you make up your mind and you just say that, hey, I'm going for 6 days. That's why, they make it with the spirituality, because generally
Okay,
people,
trust him
don't.
fully. No doubts about that. Yeah.
Because here you make some surrender also, right? Because you're not just controlling yourself, and you believe that it's a co-creation. You and the divine, works together, right? And that's the best part about, doing the spiritual fasting.
I got it.
Yeah, you can even, have some bigger purpose or bigger goal, or some real prayer request, and whatever, you wanted to achieve in this. And then, it's also kind of, it's more for the mind more than the body. Let me also say that, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have already been, doing this, intermittent fasting, and this could be just a piece of, just a cakewalk.
With the
And
power
you
of
can do it.
Murugan. Okay.
Yeah, and we will stay connected also. Feel free to post, any question in the group, or I may not be checking the individual messages. Please apologize for that. And but we will also have the calls like this. We'll have individual based questions also. Or feel free to call me only during this time.
Sure. Thank you so much for this extended help. Thank you. That's all
And
I
you
wanted.
can have
And
those juices. Definitely, juice is okay. Yeah.
yeah,
And if at all
juice
you
is
get,
fine. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. If at all, you need something like, kelvaru, cool, or kanji, and those things also you can have.
Oh, okay. If at all because I'm right now in of course, my reproductive age is active. So in that case, my hormones and others shouldn't bother or not. As you said, of course, if I say
Actually,
so.
they get excited because,
Mm.
you're stopping all other junk into your body. You're not allowing those, unnecessary thing. See, why we take, why we are really careful about, when people are under disease or in that, bed, and, we want to be very watchful. We generally make a rasam and the basic simple thing only, right? So we don't really bombard them with the biryani and all other things, right? The same way, the body is going through the healing process. Even though it's a fasting, it's the healing basically. And when the body is going through the healing, we want to send only those which is going to help the body, not to harm the body, right? So we want to be watchful about what we really allow. And two other things, right? In Tamil, I'll also translate for others' benefit. Unnuvadam. This is important.
What
What we
you
consume is
ingest
what you think and
physically
what
and
you
metaphysically, your thoughts.
what you think and what you feel. And the way you feel is like, you believe in the system, you believe in your body, you're also listening to the body. And see, maximum in the first day, see, the body will start creating little resistance, especially on when you have been bombarding the body with 3 times 4 times food or 2 times food, and then suddenly you stop it, and then body will start showing some resistance. But that resistance in terms of okay, maybe little bit of headache or little bit of body tiredness or whatever, right? But like I said, I did all the work in this, whatever I'm supposed to do, I've been doing it. Whether it's a 3 days fasting, 4 days fasting, 6 days fasting, you will be doing it. Because you can do it. Because it's about the mind. And then, it automatically aligns itself also. Okay. And in case, if the body really needs, if it resists, that means it is facing some change. Okay. And I'll just give an analogy, right? The word challenge has the word change in it. Okay. And it ends with that last 2 letters G. I used to work for the company GE, so I'm just taking that as an example. GE means growth engine. Okay. So it's going to any challenge you face, whether it's a mental challenge, physical challenge, or whatever. And that challenge, you have to look at differently. You have to change the approach of looking into it. First of all, you're not looking at as a problem. That's good. You look at it as a challenge. That itself is a big shift, right? And then the second thing is, you change the pattern, you change the habit system, you change the food system and other consumption system, so that all the negative elements from the body are getting healed. Yeah, get out through the urine or various other ways. It'll find its own way. And then the third thing is, during that time, in case if you get additional headache or other things, then you can always have this black coffee or the lemon water, and that simple remedy. That also, just you can just sip it. You may not need to consume a lot, only if needed, and then you will start seeing within a couple of hours you'll be fine.
Okay. That's good. Thank you.
Just
And
believe in the instinct, because I see that you have that strong will, Giridhar. I can see.
Thank you so much for having the belief. I hope it comes true. Thank you. Yeah, that's all I had. And one more, because we are talking about Shashti, and I have this doubt. It's just occurred to me, so I'm just want to go ahead with that.
Sure.
So honey, it's very special for Murugan, the deity which we pray during Shashti. Right. And can that help, maybe a spoonful of honey towards the end, or will that do good? Or, will that break the cycle?
You can have, but not too much. But yeah, I can have, with a little light warm water. But again, the honey cannot be used in the
Purest form.
hot water. I hope many of
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it'll, instead of acting for the body, it'll act against the body in that case. But you can have a light, lukewarm water, and then have a mix. You can have it too. Yeah.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Thank you so
See,
much. I
the
think
idea,
I'm really
Girdharani, is something is better than nothing. Yeah. And first of all, you are skipping some meal means you are doing some real good favor for the body. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And then instead of being the complete fast, and it depends on your body need and other things, right? So you can have a little bit, that's okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
you yourself will tell me after maybe the second Shashti, you will say that, Mahendiran, yeah, 6 days I'm going full out. Or even you would be able to go even with this season itself.
Oh, thank you so much. This is the first time, as I said earlier. And about the
Have you been
Ashgard
part of
cube.
our group for a long time?
No, I've been a part of the other group, but this is the first time.
First time. Okay.
Yeah, so the parent group for this, that's where it's like the group, the bot to the other group and the other group. So I really lost track which group. Now this group is from today. Yes.
Yeah, most welcome. Yeah. You had another question.
Yeah. I think I'm done. I'm done. The ash god was the other question. So you said that's a good food after the 6 days fast.
Yeah, if at all you can delay it. If not, you're really need it, then go for it. Yeah.
Because it's a pranic food. That's what my understanding was. So will it help in increasing the energy, or if you need it, you could? But how my
instead of fruits or juice based, make it as a soup based, if at all possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean cooked? It's getting
like
cooked.
A plant based, the sadhvik food. It you can have, or in case if you're a non-vegetarian, then this the soup kind of items, not like the typical non-vegetarian, like the plus and other things, but just the kind of extracts of it.
Okay, I got it. I understood. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Yeah.
All right. How many of you found Giridharani's questions also helped you? Yeah, give one thumbs up. Yeah, let's share our appreciations for her. Yeah, through your reaction button. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. And any of you who are experienced, please feel free to unmute and share your experience too. Yeah. Yeah, welcome Anita, Shashti, Sunita, Sarapinayani. There is one iPhone. If you may please replace with your name, that will be great. All right. Yeah. Any other question? Yep. In general, the outside opinion is when you are in fasting, you lose your energy, right? That's how people generally think, because only food can really give you energy. But the truth is, when you are in fasting, you will get more energy. Yeah. Maybe your body start reacting a little bit, but you will start responding even more better, because the thought level automatically reduces, the number of words you automatically reduces, you are more aware of the situations, aware of the environment, and you're able to control your mind, you're able to concentrate better, right? There are a lot of advantages. So the energy comes in various other positive ways. Yeah, that much I can say.
Mahendiran, how often do you do the 6-day fasting? Every month or every quarter?
Oh, I do 3 days fasting every month. Okay.
Oh, and
also, yeah, and I do this. I try my best, but unless some invites and other things, I also do this intermittent fasting. That's really helpful, like Giridharani mentioned, and a few others also mentioned, and that's very powerful, and see, to start, you can start with skip one meal, yeah, if at all. I mean, that way, just make that small incremental thing, and then 2 meals, 3 meals, and then have more of a liquid kind of food, like the cooled and other things, right? So which we so continue staying in this group so that we'll continue sharing more, and as and when we do it, we'll also say, we'll also give some resources which you can just read through or see through. I'll see if I can put together a PPT and share also sometime. Yeah, there's a big group in India also, where I've been part of it, like it's a kind of accountability. I'll see if I can even bring someone to talk, or even like our own great paleo master, right? Our Neander Silvan is my very good friend. I'll also see if I can bring him, to come talk. And there is a Rishi, is another person, is part of our group, who has been, following fasting for a very long time. So there are a lot of, support, helping hands are there. Yeah, that much I can say. Yep. It's 10:03, but I will just get to hear from those who didn't speak yet. Yes. Let me ask one simple question. What motivated you to join this call? Is it just the curiosity? Or is it also you wanted to just follow? Is it also you wanted to come and share your knowledge? Or you wanted to just test the water? Just on the fun note. Yeah.
No, Mahendran, I used to do 1 meal a day. In between, it went to 2, and it did not do me well. And I also used to fast every Sunday through Monday. And that time, I think my health was very nice. So I'm trying to bring that back.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. For all your information, India also is part of our community. I mean, in this, we do a lot of initiatives, right? So one initiative is like we do the early morning club, and India has been a regular in that. Yeah, sometime I will also share those experiences. So if any of you want to be part of those, you can be part of it. We have a big gardening group, which I initiated, is across the US and Canada. There's also the people who are living in DC. I'm living in DC metro region, like in Northern Virginia, and we also have a lot of I've initiated a few things like the homeowners, finding that the much economical or no rate or low rate solutions, for their house related needs and things. Yeah, there are a lot of initiatives, and there is a very big initiative which I can say I am really finding lots and lots of benefit in the parenting groups, especially for autism kids. And if any of you are having or knowing some friends who have that autistic spectrum, and there's a US wide group, there's a NRI citizen, I mean senior citizen welfare related initiatives. So I've been part of few of those. I just wanted to just share that there are a lot of resources available. That's what I mean to say. So in a platform like Clubhouse, we've conducted more than 2,000 sessions. There are some daily sessions going on, and if any of you are new, feel free to leverage those. And yep. So sometimes when we give value for free, people may not know the value, but still you want to just continue offering, so that for the people who want to take a little deeper dive on that, for example, there will be some specifics for the individual, and we may not be able to spend time here, but maybe we can take it offline and then support in that case, right? Yeah, maybe India, if you want, you can just for people to get a taste of it, right? You can just share your experience, how it is helpful for you, being part of the early birds community. Yeah, our Energile early birds.
Sure. One, it forces you to wake up early, but doesn't happen always. But it's Mahendran is amazing coach, and it just inspires you to. Before I thought only watching TV or doing something. That's all I could do, but there is so many dimensions he helps you view so as to be able to challenge yourself beyond what you are. So
Thank you, India. India has been an amazing action taker. Yeah, and as part of this, early morning, there are some assignments. There are certain work you need to do, and when you do it, there are certain rituals. Morning rituals similar to the fasting. We have some rituals, right? The same way. So it brings the holistic benefits. Yeah. So every month we have different mastery. 1 month will be on the mind, the subconscious mind, and the mind rate mastery. Another one is a minimalism mastery, relationship mastery, professional growth mastery, and various things. So this entire month we have been doing this goal setting, goal getting mastery. Yeah, it's not about only setting the goal; it's also getting the goal. Yeah, that's why I was kind of pushing. Giri Dharani, go Dharani. You can just do all 6 days. It is doable, definitely doable, because I have been in that kind of mindset in the past. But can I really do it? But when I do this, 72 hours water fasting is nothing, right? But for those yet to try, you'll feel like, oh, it's a lot. But really, I'll tell you, once you start doing it, it just comes comfortably easily for each of you. Welcome, Vijay Kumar. Welcome. All right. Unless any other questions from anybody, yeah, we can conclude. Yeah. Can you all put just one word just to encourage the team members? I mean, in our group, right? That how did you find today's session? So that those who missed also will be motivated, encouraged, inspired to come. What are 1 or 2 takeaways? You can just put it in the chat box. Or how was it? Informative. Thank you, Narayan. Yeah, how about you, PB? How about you, Sunita? Ritika, Chandra? Very informative. Thank you.
So I just have one question, Mahendra, about the honey.
Sure, sure.
So I was using it with hot water and sometimes in my tea. So is it not good to be using
Not
it
with
in
the too hot water. Yeah.
Oh.
In fact, it lacked against instead of for.
Oh.
Yeah. Only with
Because
honey, especially the natural honey. See, these days in market you get a lot of unnatural honey also, but you have to be picking the right honey. Mainly from farmers market or some mom's organic, and some places you'll get good quality honey.
Because I was using it as a substitute as a sugar for my tea also. So then probably I shouldn't be, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it's going to do a lot of harm, but in general, it's a product coming from the flowers, right? And the bees are really collecting each and every thing and then storing it, and basically it's a natural process, right? So you can even have a plain honey as it is also. That's the idea behind it. And with too much of heat, you cannot have it. But the kind of moderate is okay.
So is jaggery good? I mean, I'm trying to see what's a good alternative for sugar, to avoid sugars.
See if we can switch to this palm sugar. Yeah.
Palm sugar, okay.
Or anything natural is okay, Sunita. But natural also still has sugar element. But in case if you don't have any diabetes related complaints, then you can still have it. Okay.
Yeah,
But if
I'm
whatever
just
you
in
have it,
that.
I still ask you to avoid that also.
Yeah, I'm in that pre-diabetic zone, so I'm trying to slowly
Yeah,
cut
see,
down.
the palm is comparatively okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the white sugar is something need to be avoided, I would say.
Yeah.
That's why even in the salt, I say Epsom salt, right? Not the regular salt.
Oh, so you can have Epsom salt instead of the regular?
Yeah, you can start having. I mean, this we call it like a Himalayan salt, right? In Indian terms.
Oh, the pink salt. Is that the pink
Pink salt,
salt?
yeah. Let me
Oh.
not use the word Epsom, okay? It's a
Yeah,
pink
yeah.
salt.
Right. Epsom is just, I
Yes.
didn't know that you can eat the Epsom. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You can have that. You know, it might look like a little stony thing, but you can filter it out, the final part of it, but you can still mix and have it. It is good. It's natural.
Right.
What happened is we get more food-like products more than the food products, Sunita. We want to be watchful about it.
Right. Yeah. True.
And it looks like that. It looks like they're helping us, but unfortunately, majority of the breakfast items, especially what we get in US, right, are sugary. And unfortunately, our kids are having that. Majority of the kids. Yeah.
Right.
And it's going to bring, more challenges, more diabetes issues and other issues, which people cannot even imagine. Yeah.
Too much food availability, and we all can afford food, and I guess we're eating
That's
too
why I
much.
say that, yeah, in the shops, we get food-like products. I mean, it's in the shape, it is in that color, it is in all, but is it really the food? We need to really question it. It's all converted as a energy, right? That we want to allow the good energy into your body. The body is like a temple.
Right.
Yeah. And body is the only place where we can live. Can we really live anywhere else? No way. We want to really respect the body, and we want to really consume once in a while. Okay, yeah, like at Deepavali times, and yeah, I can do it. So yesterday I didn't even we did this Diwali party and all, right, crackering and all those things, we were doing it, but I just tasted a little, and then I have to start the fast there itself. Then I really skipped. I know it's challenging for people, to keep those all Diwali things, for the next couple of days. People keep it, right? That's where we all came from, right? I know it'll be a little challenging, but it's a test for the mind. Yeah, good question about the honey. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maintenance is hard. I mean, I think we can fast and lose and all that, but has to be like a lifestyle change. So that's the hard part for me.
Exactly, you that's the point. Yeah, that's what in the beginning, before you were coming, also talking. It's about changing the lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah. Because in the past, I tried, and then definitely I lost, but then it's hard to maintain. Maintenance
No,
is the
with
hard part.
accountability, it is possible. Yeah, when you have that support group, like Giridharni also mentioned in the chat, right? With accountability, it is possible. When you're doing it alone, our mind will play a trick.
Yeah, support system definitely helps. Yep.
Yeah. That's
Thank you.
We do our best, to bring.
I appreciate
That's
your
how we
time
can be
and effort.
successful. Which city you are from, Sunita?
I'm in Ashburn, Nova, Northern Virginia.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lot going on in our community also. So feel free and to stay in touch with the group as well as us, and we'll together make the community much stronger, healthier, happier.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Chandra, Vindhya, PB, Nareen, Giridharani, any other question? If not, we'll conclude for today. All right, thank you so much for joining, and it really means a lot. And of course, we can bring initiatives, but unless people come forward and support each other and being there, to support, then any initiative, may not take it to the height. And you all are the reason that we are here, and I'm so glad. And let's all start spreading the good words around in our community with friends, family. Feel free to connect people so that we'll really create a very healthy, happy community. Yeah, with whatever we know. I'm not a doctor, but we cannot just rely only on the doctor for our body, right? Means if we take care, like in our Indian tradition, right? In Tamil, there is a saying, right? There's a word called no yanagami, which means you're not letting any disease to get into your system at all. That is the first one. Means the prevention method. It's not a reaction method. It's not like once it happened, how I am fighting with that disease. No, it's about let the disease never come in our life. Yeah. And even this, for example, this sugar conditions, right? So it's not a disease, it's a disorder. Means we can bring back into order. That's what it means. We can bring back into the order through our lifestyle. There are more than 80% or even more than 90% of the diseases are lifestyle based, including cancer, I would say, including many other things. So we can definitely get back our let's reshape our lifestyle so that we'll live a better life. And if you are taking care of your own body, what is the best gift we can give it to our family, friends, our next generation? Yes. So your healthy body is not only yours alone, it is also your family's health. With that sincere caring note, I will conclude today's session. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, all. See you all.